Nick knows that when you rebuild an engine, the heads are where you make the power.
You have to know what you're doing, because the cylinder head, when you start putting it out a lot, you could damage the cylinder head. You could kill the flow. You make it even worse.
So tonight, he's going to show us some of the things he does when he rebuilds this 413 for the beautiful 63 Chrysler 300J.
Hi, I am Nick, and this is Nick's Garage. I'm staying here tonight because I want to work on the 413. And I got Mike, who brought the car in from New York to overhaul a 413 engine.
And what a car it is. Only 400 were ever produced of this beautiful Chrysler 300J from 1963.
And for all you newcomers on the channel, I just wanted to tell you guys that we were working on this car. I've got the short block ready, which is a 413. I got the zero deck, I got flat top pistons on it, forged pistons, and I'm here tonight to work on the cylinder heads. And I also wanted to show you the induction system, which is right here. It's called a long ram, but this is the short version, not the long version, which is like 3 feet apart to 2 carburetors. So here's the short block, we got the induction system, and now I'm staying tonight late to work on the cylinder heads. So if you guys want to come over to my workbench, I've got the original, I believe the 557 casting cylinder head, which is also a 4-bolt valve cover. I'm here tonight because I wanted to do some work on it. Yes, we did a valve job on it. I'm going to go into more details with you. First of all, I want to show you guys, this is a head that belongs to this engine. It belongs to the car, and I just wanted to do some work. First of all, we did a valve job on it. Let me just show you. We did a multi-angle valve job on my lathe right there. I'm going to show you the cutter, what makes this beautiful cut right here. Okay, we got a multi-angle valve job. Let me just tilt it so you guys can see. Here we go. And I'm going to show you step by step what we've done to this. We just did a simple job on it. We did a 5-angle valve job, especially on the intake seat. We also have brand new valves we got here, which I'm also installing on the engine. These are the 208 intake valve and a 174 exhaust valve. Okay, I just wanted to get into details, and now I want to show you the cutter that we use on our lathe when we cut these seats on the cylinder head. If you just come along here to my machine, this is where we assemble the head. It takes time. I have it already done, but it's time consuming. Just wanted to show you guys. This is the cutter that goes through a pilot with the cylinder head sitting over here, and as it turns, it does a cut. So one turn, a couple of turns, makes all the angles one shot, because we get special design cutters that have all the angles and the seat in there that do the job. And this is what you call a cutter on our lathe. The one I just showed you is the one for the exhaust, and here's the one we use for the intake valve. If you guys take a good look here, there's multiple angles in there. If you can take a good look, it's got the angles and also cuts the seat at the same time. So as this turns into the seat with the pilot, it makes all the cuts one shot. And what's good about it is it does all the valves, or should I say all the seats, consistent. And I just bought this machine a few years ago, and I've been doing all my valve jobs with this. I also have a valve grinding machine, but this is what is unique about this, is because you determine what angles you want, what seat diameters you want, and there's a lot of work involved when it comes to doing it individually. So I bought this, and makes my job a lot easier. You know, I've got one set of heads right here to do. I got another set over there. Got a set of Hemi heads. Then I got another set of 440 heads. So there's one set after another of these all spare cylinder heads. But in the meantime, let's get back to the 413, which I'm working on tonight. I wanted to also show you guys, after we did the multi-angle valve job, I also do a slight bowl area work, which gives us a little bit more power. These are already done. If you take a good look at these are not done. You can see that there's rough edges in there. This is not blended in yet. But I'm just going to do a little job here just to show you guys what it takes to get done. I want to show you guys a small job. We have a grinder here. Then we control the speed. We have different tips for different type of angles, but this is the one I usually use. And you know, you don't want to go too fast or too slow. So I go on medium speed with my controller right here, which I got built into my wall. Then I come slowly here, and this is what I do. You see this rough edge here? You know the air, when it travels, it doesn't want to hit edges and tumble. When that happens, it slows down the air, so you got less air filled in the cylinder. So here I'm going to show you what I do. So all I want to do is take up the rough edges and smooth it out so we can have a nice flow of air going into the cylinder. And what I'm doing here is I'm blending the bolt into the multi-angle, because you know it's a rough edge versus the once you did the cut with the cutter on the machine. So what I'm doing right now is I'm blending in the bolt to the last angle that's on the cutter. So I'm going to do it slowly like I've done earlier, and just to show you on camera what we're doing. You just got to make sure you don't touch the seat. Once you touch the seat, you got to do it all over again on the machine. And you don't want to do that because as you're cutting more and more and more, you're sinking the valve. And when you sink in the valve, you lose power and you also kill the flow. Yeah, you know, Manny helps me out because I don't have the time to pour it out, or should I say, clean the bowl area. Manny helps me out. But he left this one undone, so I gotta show you guys on camera what we go through when we talk about cleaning the bowl area behind the valve. This is exactly what we do. Then I'm gonna do a little bit on the exhaust side right now, like so. And the exhaust side doesn't need much. All you want to do is remove these sharp edges. Now, I'm just going to turn the head over, and now I want to do the short turn side, like so. Right here. So this is where I got to smooth it out now. So I'm going to work on this side of the bowl area. See, this side is already done. And now I just want to smooth that out on the short end. Here we go. Won't take long. You know, I'm going to do a better finishing after, but in the meantime, just want to give you guys a ballpark figure what we go through. if you guys wanted to do this at home, it's a very simple job. You do a valve job first, and then when you take a grinder like this, you take a grinder like so, and you take a drill like this, and with a slower speed, medium speed, you just take off all the sharp edges, because don't forget, you just want the air to travel in, and you don't want to open it up too much, because the more you open it up, you slow down the air, the velocity. And when you slow down the velocity, you're losing power. You have to know what you're doing, because the cylinder head, when you start putting it out a lot, you could damage the cylinder head. You could kill the floor. You make it even worse. If you're working out of your house, all you want to do is a simple bowl blending, like I did here, where you can't go wrong. Just remove the sharp edges. But of course, do the valve job in the first place. Do the valve job, do the bowl blending, and then you leave it at that. You know what I'm going to do now? It's just going to smooth out the sandpaper after that. But I took off all the rough edges, what counts the most. And don't forget, you guys, an engine is an air pump. The more air you can get in, the faster it goes in, the more power it makes. And all the power is controlled through the cylinder head. So now I want to show you something else. I just wanted to show you guys that today, a lot of these old engines use the umbrella seal, which is like so. Okay? Now this is the old style, old school valve seals. These don't last long. They get hard, then they burn oil, but whatever. Today's engines, we use a Viton seal, like so. This is a very unique piece of seal, which now this will not fit on the old cylinder head. So what you got to do is, what I did is I got a cutter from Comcams, and I put it on my drill, like so. Okay, this is a 3/8 guide. This is a 3/8 stem, so and then you want to cut it. The valve guide, look how thick it is. You know that this Viton seal is not going to go there. I've cut one here, so I could show you guys to make it fit what we have to go through. And here we go. So here it is. Watch how we cut it. You put a lubricant on it, like so. Okay. Then I do this right here. Then I take it down slowly and I cut it. Then I put a little bit more lubricant and keep going so we don't burn the cutter. Here we go. Now, I'm just gonna give you a fast. I'm gonna show you guys something quick, make it more simple, so you guys can have a good look what I do. This is the one we just cut. This is before, this is after. At the same time, I'll show you something else. While we cut the guide thinner to fit the seal, I also dropped the guide. Here, let me just show you. Here, I'll take this exhaust side right here. Just so you understand. I also dropped the guide. You see, this is much higher. This is lower. Now, sometimes when you put a bigger cam with more lift, you want to make sure that, when you get more lift, the valve opens a lot further. So the retainer has a chance of hitting the seal. So what we do is, that's the purpose I dropped the valve guide. For example, let me just show you guys here what I'm talking about. Now we do this to all our engines here in the shop. Here we go. See? You give it more clearance. There you go. So you have more travel. When you have a guy that's very tall and you got a thick seal, more chances is when you got a big lift cam and the guide is very tall, you're going to damage the seal. So that's another reason why I bring the guide a little bit further down. And also you can put a bigger cam. And you have to know your valve spring pressures and so forth. So what I do here, let's show you guys. I'm going to show you how we did this one here. This is the one I cut. So now let's put the valve in place. And then we put the umbrella like so we don't damage the seal as we install the seal, like so. Then you spiral it in like that. Press it down, like this. Take off the umbrella, or should I say, the seal protector for installing the seal. And there you have it, right here. The seal does not go up and down with the valve. It stays on the guide. There you have it. Then if you wanted to see how much clearance we have, put the retainer on. We'll put the locks back on. Like so. Now if you wanted to put a cam with more lift, there you have it. So there's your clearance. You got over 1/2 inch of cam lift. So see, you got a long way before your retainer hits the seal. So there's the two reasons why we cut the valve guide on the top. You bring it down a little bit to put a higher lift cam, and at the same time, we narrow it to put a 530 diameter valve seal, Vitin valve seal. So this is what we go through. So we got a cutter from cam, put on the drill bit, bring the guide down, and do your valve job. I've got another 3 to do. If you want, you guys, stand by and I'll do them right away. And I'm just gonna leave that seal on for now. Here we go. Let's do it one more time, just to show you guys what it takes. Put a little bit more lubricant, cool it down, save the cutter, and keep going. There you have it. Let's do the other 2 while we're at it. What do you say? We don't want it to overheat. We'll keep adding a little bit of lubricant, keep going, and we're good. And you gotta know when to stop. You know, you could go right through. So you take a good look at it, you use your best judgment. Like so. So you see, you wanna balance them out. And then we got one more to do. I don't want to go any further. I got enough retainer to seal clearance, but this is good enough. I just knocked it down another 1/8 of an inch. Here we go. So let's do the last one. Even WD-40 will do the job. Any lubricant will do the job. Even motor oil will do the job. I got this one here. It's a lubricant. You know what? It does the job. Any lubricant, you know, prevent the cutter from wearing out and also from overheating. And also does a nicer cut with the oil lubricants. Here we go. Put a lubricant again, like so. There we go. There we have it. And then after that, we put the head through the wash. We wash them really good. We hot tanked them. We got the valve job done. We did some bowl area work. We shortened the valve guide. We narrowed it for a Vitin seal. After that, I always replace the core plugs, because once they leak, don't look at it now, I'm just doing it temporarily. I will replace them. I'll take them off right before we do a cleanup job. I'll put new core plugs on it. And you gotta always understand that the big block B RB engines, when you use header bolts or studs on the cylinder heads, you gotta put a lubricant, a sealer, because there's water behind every opening of the studs, in the back of the stud. There's a coolant in there. So if you're using header bolts or studs, use a sealer. Put them on so you have no coolant leak through your header bolts or your studs. So there you have it. We did the valve guides, We did the valve guides shortening, also to make the Viking seals. Valve guides with the stems have the perfect clearance. I've got all new valves. I'm going to hot tank the head after this. And then, of course, assemble them, get the right spring pressure for the cam that we're going to select in the future for this special application, because this is a completely new engine for me. I've never done a long induction system like which I want to show you again. There's two versions of the long ram induction. This is the short runner, because you have a divider here halfway through the tunnel. And there's another version where I'll go into details in the future. But in the meantime, this is what came with the engine. This is what we got to work with. And I've done the heads. I've done the short block. Right now, I just want to start putting together slowly the upper half, which you guys have seen. But the most important thing is I got to select the right cam for this application. So there you have it, folks. This is the Chrysler 300, 1963. Chrysler 300J. Belongs to Mike from New York. So you guys, all you new viewers here on my channel, if you guys want an update, this is the latest thing going on in my shop. You know, this is something new. I've done a lot of Mopar engines, but this is something very unique. Can't wait to get it done. And of course, I've been reading a lot of comments. Everyone wants to see this engine on the dyno. And you know what? Not just you, everybody here and myself.
Don't miss any of the updates on the 413, the beautiful Chrysler 300J, or any of the other great stuff that goes on at Nick's Garage. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you next time.
And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.